everybody, it's Michael Buckley, and we're back on new Michael Buckley with my very good friend MaxNoSleeves.
Hey, what's going on?
So Max, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, we're always together. On the if you follow me on the Facebook, if you follow me on the Instagram, tell everybody how we're such good friends.
I don't know, but like every time we hang out, every time I come to one of these conventions or whatever, I'm like, damn, let's just find Buckley and just figure it out.
And we're like always together, and we just have the best conversations. We were sitting there last night, and we were like, we don't see each other for a year, but then there we just dive into it.
5 seconds in, and we're just like, it's like ready to head
go all in. And it's kind of like you wish all your friendships were like that, but at the same time, you're glad they're not, because it's like it's a special friendship, and I really appreciate you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you.
Now, on this channel, I've been talking about my own struggles, and so I wanted to kind of have some of my friends on and just, you know, just think back to your childhood, to your teen years, to your adulthood. Like, what in your life have been your biggest obstacles and struggles, and how did you overcome them?
No pressure, right?
No pressure. I told you last night I was going to ask you this.
I know.
You must know.
I don't, you know, a couple things like jump to mind right away. Recently I've been doing a couple videos about like bullying and people getting bullied and how like that sucks, and you know, especially with like when people say mean stuff online, especially when they're like cyberbullying. Cyberbullying's a new thing now. It's like a big deal because it's the first time it's ever come up. You know, when people say mean stuff about you, you kind of just have to brush it off, and there's really no other way to put it. You know, you have to remind yourself that you're not a horrible thing, that people just want to be mean to you for no reason. They just want to be mean, that you're not in fact this horrible person or whatever. Struggles, I don't know, you just like start doing stuff.
Yeah, but like when you were a kid, was life just smooth sailing? Like no deaths, no obstacles, everyone loved you and responded well to you and everything was great? Yeah! Were you bullied as a kid?
Yeah, I was bullied. But in-person bullying, you know what I mean? And so somebody bullied me, and then one day
And how did you handle it?
I broke his nose.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Can we say that? I mean, I always, it's weird, I always feel like we're supposed to say not to hit, but I'm like, and some days I don't have children, but it's like if someone is bullying you to your face, and you're just like, I mean...
But that's the difference, right? And that's why cyberbullying is so fucked up. Because when you say something mean to someone, you see the pain in their face.
Right.
And they can stand up to you, and they can respond, and then you're like, oh, maybe I won't bully anyone ever again, because, you know, Mike fucking stood up to me and he socked me in the nose.
Right.
Cyberbullying, you can't do that, you know what I mean? Someone can write an anonymous internet comment, and then they're just free to be mean and
So do you reply when people leave you comments? We talked about this last night. There's certain comments that when you get, it kind of still, even though we are older and wiser and know better than to let it bother you, there's still some comments that people say that bother you.
Absolutely.
And so what do you do with these comments? Do you reply? Do you delete? Do you engage? Do you just let it sit? You know, how do you...
I try to never engage.
Okay.
But
have you ever written back to like a hater and be like, you're wrong, dude, or go after yourself?
And it's satisfying for, you know, half a second, and then you're like, what am I doing?
You've lost because you've engaged.
Completely lost.
You got they got your attention, and then you.
That's exactly what they wanted.
Yeah.
You know, it's But I think having a procedure in place, knowing something, like mentally preparing for something, like if you just say, okay, I'm gonna look at the comments, but I know someone's probably gonna be mean, and when they're mean, I'm just gonna remember that they're just a miserable person in a basement somewhere with a bunch of, you know, with no life, and they're just being mean to me to make themselves feel better about themselves. And that makes me feel fine. You know, I have a routine, and it sort of just clicks into place, and I have a plan. Even if it's so general of like...
Now,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, we all, if we make videos, you have to have a plan, a strategy. Otherwise, every day we'll be like, how am I going to navigate this? Now, in terms of like real life bullying, if someone was bullying you to your face, what's your advice to young people who are getting bullied? How would you handle it?
I mean, don't fight them, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you need to, you know, but stand up to them and stand up for yourself. And then, you know, they respond to that. And I think that's a serious thing.
I know. I have a bully.
Did you ever get bullied?
Oh yeah, when I was in 9th grade, there was a boy, and this was the worst year of my life, and I only talked about it like recently because I kind of suppressed it and didn't want to talk about it, but yeah, he brutalized me, and every day, like on the bus, he would call me sissy, faggot, whatever, and he would walk by and like prance, and he'd make gestures, and I remember sitting there thinking, why is the bus driver not saying anything? And I would just sit there like with tears in my eyes, and I'd feel such rage, and I would go home, and I don't want to say I was suicidal, but I did have thoughts of between freshman and sophomore year, I remember thinking, and I had a calendar too, and it had a happy face or a sad face, and every time he was mean to me, there was a sad face, and let me tell you, every day was a sad face. And then I remember in that summer thinking, well, if he picks on me the first day of sophomore year, I'll just kill myself. And I know that's dramatic, but I was thinking, like, because it was horrible. And then by junior year, like, I was pretty popular and successful and doing well in theater and school, and I would see him and be like, I can't believe I let this idiot bother me. And I wish
that much control.
And I wish that I
life.
stood up and I had just said, sit down. I will. And I always sit down. If you don't stop, I will tell the teacher. If the teacher doesn't help me, I will tell the principal. If the principal doesn't help me, I will tell the superintendent. If the superintendent doesn't, I will go to the local news and the frickin' police, and but sit down. I'm telling you now, this is your last warning. I wish that I'd have gone to stand up, but I was like, sit the fuck down. Anyway, so my last question that I've been asking people is, what gets you out of bed in the morning? What is the driving force in your life? What are your big goals, dreams, ambitions? Like, what keeps you going?
Coffee.
Yes!
All right, see you later.
No. But I mean, it's like every day you lay there and you think, what am I going to do? Am I going to just lay here and be this, or what's going to get me out of bed in the morning? So like, what gets you? What are you most passionate about these days?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing we were talking about last night. It's like, why are we making these videos? And some of it, obviously, it's our job and it's money and blah blah blah. But you know, videos that help people is like, that's why this channel is so fucking cool.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? Because it's actually helping people. People are getting something positive and meaningful out of it. You know, I guess that gets me out of bed. Now, is that making a bunch of dumb jokes so that someone can laugh for 20 minutes? Like,
sure,
that's fine, you know?
whatever it is.
So on some level, at the very core of it, you're trying to help people, and that's, I think, that's why I like this channel.
Thank you.
That's kind of what I'm.
Thanks, buddy.
Dude.
So we'll find you on the internet. Links below. MaxNoSleeves, everything. Right? That's your username.
That's easy.
All right. Well, happy playlist.
You too.
I love you.
Ah, fuck.
I was sitting here like, this is fine. This is leisurely.